Welcome to South Harmon. Welcome to South Harmon. Hey, welcome to South Harmon. We glad you here today. Another AMA. Ask me anything. Super chat is cool if you wanna pay to play. Like and subscribe, that's what we really appreciate. Let me introduce you to the tear down king. Mike McNutty, ask your questions, he'll answer anything. ATM, you know I don't put them graphics on the screen. Glad you tapped in now, stay tapped in for the team. Hey, everything is posted. Go follow the socials. South Harmon FF tag us if we get noticed. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today. Another AMA. Welcome to South Harmon, we glad you here today.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back into Mock Draft Mayhem, and this is going to be a good one because this is the first one post-combine. Things have been changing left and right, but first and foremost, look, fizzle with this background, man. How many shitheads can you fit in one background, bro?
Hey, man, there's a lot of shit going on, you know what I'm saying? So we got to get it filled. We got to get it rocking, man. I think I change up a little bit, you know?
I love it, man. Coop back there, he got the same neon sign as I. He never turns it on, though. Like, he just hates us.
I know. What's up with that, Coop?
I don't even have it. I don't even have it plugged in. That thing is so bright when it turns on. It's like everything becomes blue.
Yeah, and you know what though? That's how my fizzle sign is. I can't turn it on; it's too bright, so I just make it look cool.
Just make it look cool.
That's it,
man. How'd you guys like the combine? Was it good?
Oh yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, it was a good show, man.
It's always fun to see some combine records get broken.
That is true, man. You don't get to see those too often. And this was a true one, right? They put that simulcano. He dusted John Ross, man. John Ross versus Chris Johnson. That was I think you juiced that a little bit, boys. I think you just wanted the storyline. This was official. This was official. Yeah. Xavier Worthy left that man. Left him grasping. Love it.
Love it. Admittedly, who saw that coming though?
Maybe a little bit, man. DB was right. Most of those prize pick lines that they had out before the combine, they were juiced way too much. Other than the Nate Wiggins one was like, what are you guys doing, man? Ain't no way this dude run a 4.5.
Nah, for real though. You're right.
But the Xavier Worthy one, I was like, I don't know, this boy can move. Boy can move. So it's kind of interesting.
He only weighed about a wet diaper, you know, he don't weigh that much, so
that's true. 142 pounds. That's what we're gonna go with.
Right.
I was 165, but who cares? All right, let's get this thing popping. Bears are on the clock. Being made by Fizz. Kick us off, man.
Okay, I'm kicking it off, huh? Well,
first and foremost, though, Redwords, what's up? DB.
What up, Red?
Nathan. Koopa is sneaky. Not a record being broken. Running a 4.4 is hard. I'm fat. Running a 6.4 is hard right now.
Hey, it was some big boys moving there, Mike. Come on now.
Yeah, I ain't like them though.
I'm just saying, man. Show the big boys some love, but
maybe 20 years ago. Maybe 20 years ago.
You know, you got a little bit of juice left in you, man. I seen you move, man. You know.
But we'll find out at the expo, man. We'll line them up. We'll see.
All right, that's what's up. That's what we're gonna do. But this pick, though, man, we're gonna go Caleb Williams. Forget all the distractions, all the headache, and all that, you know, gibberish that's been going on. Caleb is the pick. We're gonna take it. So
love it. All right, that puts Shannon on the clock.
News has been saying Bears go Caleb Williams. So I think in terms of saying, hey, this is what we think is going to happen. That's the right way to start it off.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much chalk at this point.
Ho hum. Even if people are out there going, hey, you don't want to compete?
Exactly.
The dumbest question ever, man. Commanders are taking Daniels at the 2 spot. We see, man. Why does PFF always hate Jaden Daniels, dude? Come on, PFF. Get your shit together. Jaden Daniels. All right, quarterbacks 1 to 2. Oh, DB. Say it ain't so, man. Anybody else here in this chatter? Daniels falling? Or is that just that was just the narrative they were pushing on the broadcast?
Nah, I heard it. I actually heard Daniels falling. And I actually was going to go Drake May if I had the Commanders tonight, to be honest with you. I still believe Jaden Daniels is the correct pick, but I've been hearing some rumblings going on. So
you're behind that. Nate is picking for the Patriots. Coop, what do you think about the Jaden Daniels falling thing?
I think it's Jaden Daniels might be falling just by virtue of we've kind of realized that there's some really good quarterbacks that a lot of teams are going to want. I don't necessarily think that it's going to be Jaden Daniels falls like super far, like outside of the top 10 picks, unless we keep something else where like, okay, that nobody likes him. But I think that he might end up being the fourth quarterback off the board. Like that could be a very real possibility with how JJ McCarthy's been getting boosted up recently. Like he might have vaulted himself into the number 3, and if Jaden Daniels has fallen a little bit, then he might be the fourth. And we're looking at Jaden Daniels as the quarterback that's getting picked at the 106, the 108, somewhere in there.
Could be. It also just for whatever reason, man, Redwood's put it in here. It just feels like we're in line for trade ups, whatever, that we just get quarterbacks 1, 2, 3, 4, just boom off the board.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just being hopeful, but it's starting to trend that way at least a little bit. Right?
Unless that Russell Wilson thing break, man. Raiders need to make their move, man. Go get Jaden Daniels. Stop playing, man.
Vikings need to figure out whether they're bringing Kirko back. Falcons need a quarterback. Obviously, the Broncos. I don't think there's a way in hell they roll into the season with Jarrett Stidham as a QB boy.
Bo Nix, that's their guy, man.
Stop it. Nate, 36.99. You're up if you're in here. If not, I'll give you another minute or so, and then we'll make the pick for you. We can make 3 quarterbacks in a row a reality. All right, hypothetically, though, while we wait for Nate, if we were going to go 3 quarterbacks in a row, who's the third one here for the Patriots, JJ or Drake?
It's Drake for me.
I think it's got to be Drake.
Imagine you passing on Drake, right? And you're the New England Patriots without Bill Belichick, and JJ show up and like drops the ball. Like that would be terrible for business.
You set yourself back with Mac Jones once.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
Do it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to start my coaching career off like that, passing on to Drake May.
Your coaching career won't be very long.
It won't at all. Yeah, I couldn't allow that to happen, man. So.
All right, we'll see what Nathan does here. See where he decides to go. But, yeah, I couldn't pass on him either. But you're hearing the J.J. McCarthy thing. Now, I got to ask you guys. I'm kind of biased. But what do you think? We're going to take Drake here. I'm kind of biased. But what did you think of J.J. McCarthy's throwing session at the Combine? Like, how would you grade it? Good, bad, indifferent, didn't really care?
I think there was a clear difference between him and the other quarterbacks there. And I think that we had already been talking about how, hey, there's going to be like, yeah, JJ just needs to go out there and show that, yes, he is in fact a cut above everyone else. And because with the fact that all the other competition that he'd have at the beginning of the first round was not throwing the ball. He went out there and he showed, hey, I'm the best one here.
Fizz?
Coop couldn't have said it no better. I really wasn't even thinking of it that far, but that was 100% the best answer. He basically looked like the best quarterback out there as far as the combine goes. So, you know, he showed where he was supposed to show. That's for sure, no question.
Gotcha. Obi, you're on the clock. Just why I watched him, and I said I might be a little bit biased. I've definitely come around from where I was, end of the college football season to now. As far as, yes, first rounder, yes, top 12 pick, yes, potential to be a top 5 pick. But to be completely honest, when I watched it, I was like, okay, he did some things that I really liked. His footwork was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Struggled a little bit throwing to the left. Like, I didn't know that was a thing for him. Like, some of those passes, I was like, okay, what are we doing? And then just as the scale of it, as far as all the other quarterbacks out there, I thought maybe he was the third best one slinging the rock. Right, Joe Milton. If you just watch Joe Milton at the Combine, you think he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Now, I know, right? I can acknowledge that his actual tape exists, the Senior Bowl tape exists, and we know better. But he was he was dynamite at the combine.
Yeah.
Like the Snoop Dogg meme, this motherfucker don't miss.
Yeah. And we get him that Mike Vick commercial throwing the ball 90 yards out the field.
Right. And then Michael Penix was out there just dealing dimes all over the place. But you watch Michael Penix's tape, and that's like nothing else. Like, obviously, there's no pass rush against him, and he's not trying to scramble out there. But you let him sit there and throw the football. It's a thing of beauty.
Man, give Penix some love, man. I'm tired of the Penix hate, man.
Me too, man. But it is what it is at this point. Marv, number 4. Chargers up on the clock, being made by Koopa. Picking for the Chargers.
Yeah, picking for the Chargers. I think that there's a pretty obvious pick here that you kind of have to go if you're the Chargers, and it's to get Malik Neighbors.
Ooh, yeah.
I think their team, they're kind of hoping that the Cardinals decide they want to trade back with somebody, and somebody wants to trade up to snag a quarterback. But they'll take Malik Neighbors as consolation. And then you get the Giants on the clock, and the Giants go, phew, good thing nobody went up to the Cardinals. And they're going to be the ones that take J.J. McCarthy.
Oh, look at that. Man, you got teams in the back half just furious with you, Coop. Just furious.
Yeah,
just
they're
like, hey.
Pretty pissed off at Coop right now, man.
Oh, man. All right. Tennessee Titans up, being made by Koopa. Again, 3 in a row. Look at you go, boy.
Back.
Yeah, 3 in a row. Getting Joe Alt for them. Best. I think he looked like the best tackle that was there.
A freak.
You don't really realize how big someone is until you see the numbers of like 6'8", 300. What was he? 320 something pounds.
Yeah.
Like, that huge. He's a mammoth. And
he moves. He moves so well. It's absolutely stunning. Like, you don't see it until you see the numbers, right? But then also the other thing is you put him around against other NFL prospects, like guys who are going to get drafted, and you're like, this dude's still bigger. Like, he still looks more impressive.
Yeah,
and it's not like any of those guys were slouches, man. This offensive tackle class I was in awe on Sunday watching those guys, those big boys out there. Everyone from, I guess it's officially Fashanu. That's how you're going to say it now. I like Fashanu better, but Fashanu. But Joe Alt, Tyler Guyton out there, the Kingsley kid from BYU, another mountain of a man who moves. It was absolutely nuts. And then I'm trying to remember if that kid was from South Dakota State or North Dakota State, but the guy with the lettuce, he had the great hair.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the Dakotas. All right, that's all I got. One of the Dakotas. Atlanta Falcons up here picking with their hearts just broke by Shannon. And the Falcons are taking Rome Odunze. You want to talk about another freak at the combine?
You want to talk about hurt, man. The Chicago Bears are sick right now. What is going on here?
Yeah, I'd be furious.
Yeah, I'm pretty pissed off right now, to be honest with you.
Cousins to Atlanta. Get me excited, man. I'd rather see Justin Fields, but Kirk O'Chains get back there and throw to Rome Odunze, Kyle Pitts, Drake London just fine. Hand off to Bijan. Just all right. All right, Chicago Bears, fizzle.
Well, look, with the news of our receiver being taken, Rome Odunze, we got a call from the Steelers, and they trading us Deontay Johnson and a pick 180 for Justin Fields. Man, they're going to take Justin Fields over there in Pittsburgh.
Ooh. All right. Pittsburgh
got Fields. We got our receiver back because they just stole ours. And
pick what pick was it?
It was a 3rd round pick, I believe, or 3rd or 4th round pick.
84.
DB confirm it with me. Nah, I think he checking that chat. DB, I know DB working some magic. I told him I was doing a lot with my phone, man. He tricked me. I don't know how he got me like that, but he got me. So it was, let's just say the 3rd. Throw the 3rd in. He said pick 120. Okay.
120. All right.
So we got Deontay. We got our pick. And man, we're gonna go get the guy, man. I was gonna go edge, but Byron Murphy, man. We're gonna go Byron Murphy right here. He moves
big
fast.
hoss up in the middle.
He moved fast.
Mhm.
You know, he looked crazy out there, man. So we gonna go set the tone, man. Byron Murphy, man. So that's our pick. Got our receiver, got our D line. We ready to take over the NFC North, you know?
Let's go, man. Love it. All right. Who's picking for the Jets? The pipe dream of Joe Alt is definitely dead. Looked like me. But good news is there are some monsters in this class at offensive tackle. So many to choose from. Here's the tough part, though. I don't know who to take. Like, Fashanu measured in and then ran okay in his 40, got hurt. You didn't see him the rest of the drills. So, like, yeah, I think it was a quad injury or something like that he had, so he sat out. Amarius Mims was out there just moving. Tyler Guyton was amazing. Fatuanu, hell of impressive. A lot of those guys that we thought also were going to switch from offensive tackle to guard, their arms measured in longer than people had projected, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, they're actually maybe tackle. But Fuaga was probably the next most impressive guy out there for me. Just please don't touch me. And then that's another guy where like the film matches up. You watch a little game tape of him, and he just burying kids left and right. So we're gonna go Fuaga. We're just gonna keep the tradition of these offensive linemen, wide receivers. It is going to be a massive draft in 24 for those two positions. So deep, so good. Minnesota Vikings, no JJ McCarthy. Pipe dreams over. All right. I'm on the clock. No quarterbacks, obviously. You know what? Everybody kind of puts defense. But we're going to go ahead and take the tackle. We can keep shoring up that offensive line for whatever we decide to do. Got to be able to run the football at some point. And offensive linemen are going to help. Let's keep sharing it up. We'll take Fashanu.
Are they ever going to run the football, though? I don't know.
Maybe not.
Seem like they hate it, right?
Yeah. Denver Broncos up. What do you got, Coop?
I think the Denver Broncos are the team that's going to pluck the first cornerback off the board. I think that you know what? Actually, no, I take that back. I expected an edge rusher to have gone by this point. And so I think that Dallas Turner kind of cemented himself up there as the best edge rusher of this class. With a combination of everything he's put on tape, what he showed at the combine, he's my personal edge rusher number one in this class.
I like it. What's up, Joyce? Look at that fizz.
What's up, my aunt giving on my real name? I don't even think nobody in here knows my name. Now they know it. Thanks, aunt.
Wait, your first name ain't Fizz?
Nah, man, that's what everybody thought. But I appreciate my aunt showing love. You know.
How much does it cost to change the name? Like,
I don't know,
legally
man.
change it like Chad Ochocinco?
I don't know. But
I want to change mine to last name Honcho. I want to be Mike Honcho.
Mike Honcho, my man.
Did a full spread in Playgirl magazine.
The big balls.
Well, it's like depending on your state, it's only $35 to like $250.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. I'm about to change mine tomorrow, then, man. Say no more.
All right, Coop, you're up with the Raiders. What are the Raiders doing here? I love the Dallas Turner pick, by the way. That guy really stood out at the combine.
Yeah. So now is where I think we'll hit corner. I think that we've got Terrion Arnold stepping up as top corner. We go Alabama back to back here.
Couple Bama boys off too. Also heard some reports. It was just, albeit from Christian, so secondhand, but Nate Wiggins kind of bombing interviews. So didn't bomb the workout.
I heard that as well, and I did not hear it from Christian. So
okay.
There's something. It's coming from two different sources at least.
Nice. Two different sources. All right, New Orleans Saints are up by Shannon. He wants Fuaga, but I have terrible news for him. The Jets already took him.
I was about to say, I thought he was gone.
Terrible news. Find you another tackle. New York Football Jets. Jets, Jets.
Sorry about that, Shannon, man. You know, wasn't me, but
I mean, it's tough for him.
Yeah.
He's gonna pick another one though. Good news is there's a lot of them.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna go early.
It really is.
Kind of reminds me of that. Do you remember that NFL fantasy commercial from maybe a decade plus ago, where it was like the new guy to the league, and they're all filling him in like kickers go early. Make sure you take one, take one early. Go fast.
We've all been in those leagues before.
Every now and then though,
Mhm.
and crazy enough, that's like my home league every year. Brian Warner pops in here.
That's all I'm about
He'll
to say.
know.
We all been in those leagues before.
Brian Warner, he's been in the chat a few times here. Big Raiders fan. Pretty sure he won or got second place this year. He's won a couple of them, but he knows. Every year we make fun of everybody doing the drafted, and then your boy right here is always in like last place. Mims, Marius Mims, another impressive offensive tackle.
Okay.
All right, and PFF needs to update their ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Get after it, boys. We'll pay you lots of money. Fix your shit.
Yeah,
All right, I'm up with the Colts.
Quick.
I don't think he did anything to quell the hype, though. Brock Bowers to the Colts feels like a done deal.
Yeah,
Feels like
if he
the
right
fall
there,
apart.
that's automatic, man.
Yeah, measured into like kind of quelled all those debates that we had. You know, the picture of him looking like an insurance salesman. He looked just fine when he measured in at the combine, man. 6'3", 240 plus. Same, basically just kind of the same measurements as Sammy Ball game of last year. We just watched what he did, so.
Mm-hmm.
No problem there. You got the Seattle Seahawks. Usually this is a Coop pick, like he's a big Seahawks homer. But Redwoods is going to make this one. J.C. Latham, another offensive tackle coming off the board. Interesting. What do you guys think about Latham? Because they do have two bookends. Now, you saw him for various points last year. The two rookies they took the year before, I believe, 2022 draft class. They were injured at times, and that offensive line early looked terrible. Towards the end of the season, it started working out. What do you think about taking another one?
I think that you're looking at obviously shifting somebody to the interior. I don't know who the right option would be to necessarily do that, but we've seen a lot of cases where a tackle gets moved to a guard and he plays really well, and then it provides really good insurance for if one of the other tackles goes down,
Right.
then you just shift them and you don't see a dip in offensive line protection.
So kind of like the Tyler Smith thing for Dallas. Fizz would know this firsthand. Definitely not a guy that you project as a guard like ever, right? He's too big to play guard, but he does just fine in Dallas. And now sounds like they're moving on from Tyron Smith, so he's just going to slide over naturally. Or when he was hurt, because Tyron Smith did miss some time, he just go ahead and play the left tackle. Like you got that insurance, right, Coop?
Yeah, I think that's I think with the value that is put at the tackle position, I would not be surprised to see more teams putting that kind of strategy into play.
I like it. Obi was quick with it here. Brian Thomas Jr. to the Jags. Talk about a combine winner right there. Just confirming everything that I saw on tape, man. Freak athlete. Freak athlete at the wide receiver spot.
That's crazy.
Oh, boy. I didn't think he was going to come out and run 4.33 though, boys.
That's what I'm saying. Like for the Jaguars to get him right there, man. That'd be crazy.
The only thing I didn't like he does feel like he was probably like a 6'5", 6'4" kind of guy in my head as far as height. Came in at 6'3". It's no slouch against him. But the thing I do wonder is Malik Neighbors didn't measure, and I've seen a lot of those guys standing next to each other for this past year, watching game tape, pictures, etc. He's like 5-6 inches taller than Malik Neighbors. Does that mean Neighbors might be only 5'10", boys?
That's what I've heard. Is that Neighbors is probably 5'10".
He might be a little boy. That's why he didn't measure it. I don't just stir the pot here.
Well, a lot of those guys said that they were what they were until they measured when they got there. So, man,
love it.
Neighbors 5'10". That's tough.
Obi, you're back up with your Cincinnati Bengals again, but I don't know. If hypothetically, though, I mean, we know what Neighbors did. I don't think him not testing or anything is going to affect much in the NFL's eyes. It shouldn't affect much in my eyes. But if he is only 5'10", does that kind of just, I mean, we're in a real tight situation here with how Rome performed at the combine. Is that enough to flip him? Maybe.
I don't know about that. I mean, we've been talking about Neighbors in that Marv tier
Yeah, I was just about to
for
say that.
so
Yeah.
long, and what we've seen recently in the NFL is that height is not as big of a deal. If somebody is short, it doesn't matter whether you're short, it matters whether you get open.
Right.
And we know that Malik Neighbors can get open. And so I think that he's got the tape to show it, and he's gonna rely on that. And there's a clear tier break when you look at the tape between Neighbors and Rome. And I don't think anything. I think that the fact that Neighbors didn't measure, didn't do anything at the combine, like all that, like I think there's something to be said about he didn't. There was nothing good that could have come out of him testing, especially once Marv said he's not doing anything. Like
Right.
you aren't gonna pass the guy that is doing nothing by doing something, but you stand a lot to lose. So I think he made the right choice. As much as I personally don't like it, because I want to see every player get measured, run every single drill, all that. But I think for him, for what he's looking for, I think it's the right thing.
I get behind that one. While you're talking there, Obi took Quinyon Mitchell for the Cincinnati Bengals. Bummed by the offense.
I was just about to say he also was bummed about the OT's gone, man.
The OT run. Yep. All right. I'm picking for the Rams here. Kind of decide what I want to do, but let's just go ahead. We'll keep the tackle run going, man. Fatuano was very impressive at the combine, I thought. Again, another giant body who can move. Absolutely bury people.
That's why with that Quinyon Mitchell pick, I was like, dang, I was wondering why he didn't take an O-line right there.
Some of it, like, it's going to take a little bit after the combine until people really, I mean, not a lot of people stuck around for Sunday to watch the offensive lineman workout. There's a reason the NFL catches those boys on Sunday. Don't get me wrong. It's not the sexiest position, but that's where a lot of money's made on offense right there. And that's where it starts for a lot of people. But I was highly impressed, being a fellow fat guy myself, about how good they were. And it did sound like Taylor Lewan was having a hell of a time up in that booth with Rich Eisen talking about these offensive linemen. And fake tanning, I guess. Sitting in burn boxes. So. Pittsburgh Steelers up, being made by Dynasty Barry.
Yeah, he said they punching the air right now, man.
Tyler Guyton's a nice consolation prize, though, DB. Again, another one of the very, very impressive offensive tackles. I don't know what the record is. Coop, could you look that up? What the record for offensive tackles in a first round of an NFL draft is?
We about to make one tonight from the sounds of it.
I think we're going to break it, boys. I think we're going to break it. Miami Dolphins being made by Dynasty Barry. Back to back here. Could we get another one? Could we get another one? It's got to be high, right? I think sevens for wide receivers, right? So, yeah.
In 2008, there were 7 tackles selected in the first round.
Nice. Oh, they're okay with the selection of Jackson Powers Johnson. Not a offensive tackle, but another offensive lineman. Centers. All 3 centers were very good, too. Frazier, JPJ.
Yep.
The other kid's slipping my memory right now. Pon Prawn.
Yes.
Georgia guy. Yes.
Yep.
All right. Philadelphia Eagles being made by AJ. So, AJ, if you're here, go ahead and make that. So, we had, 7 offensive tackles, you said?
Yeah, so it was 7. So, to go back in time, 2008, you had Jake Long, Ryan Clady, Chris Williams, Gosder Cherilus, Jeff Ota, Sam Baker, and Dwayne Brown.
We're at 7 right now, and we still got 11 picks to go.
Man, that's tough. And
AJ, how about this one, though? Jared Verse. Let's go.
Verse shouldn't even be here, man. Good pick, bro.
No. Another big riser from the combine.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Do you see his measurables lined up identical with top 3 pick last year, Will Anderson? Nuts. Jared Verse is a baller.
Yeah.
Another guy. I still think Dallas Turner's probably number one, though. What he did was absolutely nuts. And then they showed some of the highlights of him blowing up a pin and pole that just made me a giant fan. Purposely trying to block this guy with a pin and pole. Kicked out the fucking pin, blew up the pole, stopped the run in the backfield. I'm like, what the fuck? What kind of you, bro? I'm sorry, Dallas Turner. I was not aware of your game. My bad.
Hey,
Houston Texans
no,
up.
no.
Koopa.
Yep.
We haven't had a wide receiver that feels like forever.
I know we haven't. And the rough thing is I was sitting here hoping that Jared Verse would sneak his way down. But I kind of feel like that I still don't need to go wide receiver for the Texans. I feel like the Texans probably live with the wide receiver room that they have. Maybe they get a guy in the second or something like that. But I think that you've got to be looking at the defensive line for him. And I still think probably Jazon Newton is the better guy, although I did really like seeing what Chris Jenkins did at the combine as well. So I'm going to stick with Jazon Newton for them for now. But I could see that flip-flop at some point in the future.
No offense to Jerzon. Like, I think he said he came out and he wanted to be called Johnny now, which I just love, right? This sounds like a badass, man. Not that Jerzon's a bad name, man. I love it too. But Johnny fucking Newton just...
It's so close to like Johnny Neutron, what was that? The
Jimmy
Cartoon
Neutron.
Network.
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, that's what it's reminding me of, the Cartoon Network going into like all the sci-fi and all that stuff.
Johnny Newton, let's roll. Jimmy Neutron 2.0. Dallas Cowboys being taken here by Fizz, of course. How you fixing your Cowboys?
Damn, I didn't even know I had the Cowboys, man. You know, I'd be all over the place, man. I don't think it's one way to fix these guys, but
I can. And he already plays football in Texas.
Oh yeah. And damn, you gonna make me do it, man.
You know Jerry wants to so bad, man.
You gonna make me do it, man. All right, well, we're gonna go receiver then, man. You know, go ahead, take the guy, you know, the record breaker, you know. And we're gonna go Xavier Worthy, man. Throw the X's up one more time. And
get it, man.
Let's get it popping, you know. So
think about that fit with CD though, man. What do the Cowboys need, man? Michael Gallup has not been that field stretcher that they wanted. Brandon Cooks was fine towards the end of the year. Really came on, but he's getting old, man. Like, how long is he going to keep doing it? How about putting 4-2-1, who actually plays like 4-2-1 next to CD Lamb?
And that'll open up more for CD. So, yeah, I mean, I will be with it.
Just do us a favor, Fizz. In the second round, take Jonathan Brooks. We'll just get the Texas reunion. Dude, I'll be drafting all the Dallas players for fantasy, man. Ferguson, CD, Xavier Worthy, Jonathan Brooks.
I was going to keep it neutral, man. I was going to look at D-line, but you're right, though. This X pick would be crazy, man.
It just fit, man. When he went out there and ran it, I was like, man, just keep him in Texas. Just do it. I fucking hate it as an Eagles fan. Now we got to cover this shit. Like, fuck.
That would be crazy, man. That would be crazy. That's how you justify that $60 million that gonna get whoever much you get.
Right. With our trash ass corners. Oh no. All right, Green Bay's up. One of these guys. Let's go ahead. I thought Graham Barton was pretty interesting, and I'll break the record right here. 8 offensive tackles taken here. Graham was one of those guys who measured in much better than what we thought. Good player, but we also kind of thought maybe late first round, kind of in that tweener role. Probably a guard. Put that shit to bed, though. Graham Barton could play tackle. If they want to move him to guard, go ahead, but completely fine playing tackle. Tampa Bay. Fresh off the Mike Evans news.
You just broke the record. Mike just want to let you know that, man.
I did. I was giving 8. Tampa Bay, fresh off the Mike Evans news, does not have to go wide receiver here at all.
Nope. You just paid the guy.
I want to give him a corner, but the way they play defense under Todd Bowles, doesn't involve a ton of man. Like, they just kind of got dudes out there, right? Feels like Cooper DeJean should go. We should take him there. Like, that fits like the zone corner that they kind of want, especially in the run support game. But without seeing him at the combine, we have to wait till his pro day. I do feel like he's going to slip. So here and now, that's probably a pass. Let's go ahead and just give him Latu. Latu, give him the edge rusher to Tampa Bay.
That makes sense. That sounds good.
Buffalo Bills. Probably pissed. No Xavier Worthy.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Troy Franklin just really didn't do it for me. Now, I'm not a fan of this guy's game. And if I say that, people out there go, Mike, you're just a hater. But the film was not impressive when we watched it Friday night. He had moments. He also had moments where he took plays off, didn't run routes very hard, didn't track the football, had no idea a ball was getting thrown in his direction as it just sails right over his head. And Quinn Ewers looks at him and goes, what the fuck we're doing? But 4.35 came out at the combine. Dynasty Barry's going to point out too, the on-field drills were not pretty. A lot of drop passes. But they need a Gabe Davis replacement. They need that guy. Adonai Mitchell to the Bills. First round.
You just drafted him for the Cardinals.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, that's okay. We'll just switch those around here, baby. Obi's picking for the Cardinals. Who did you want?
He said that he had Latu keyed up for the Cardinals.
I ruined his life.
Sniped him.
We'll trade him back and forth. My bad.
Yeah, Cooper DeJean.
Cooper DeJean.
All right. We'll swap those guys back and forth here when we get to the second round because I'm an idiot. Mess this up. I got excited, man. Got excited to talk shit about Adonai.
We see.
Detroit Lions. All right. I am actually picking for the Lions, and they are on the clock.
Are you sure?
Johnny Newton felt like a perfect guy for them. Didn't happen. We're going to end the slide, though, not for Nate Wiggins, but for Kool-Aid McKinstry. We'll get him that corner.
Yeah, they need this for sure.
All right, Baltimore. This has been a highly talked about one in here. We had our guy, let's scroll up here. That DG 1978.
Hey, he from Detroit, too. That's my guy. That's my guy right there.
There we go. All right. He's worried about that Ravens pick. I'm wearing the Ravens hat. What do we got, DB? Drinking the blue Kool-Aid. Blue Kool-Aid underrated, man.
Nah,
blue Kool-Aid is underrated.
That blue raspberry is popping for sure.
Much better than cherry. I hate cherry.
Trash, man. It tastes like medicine.
Cherry like orange Gatorade. I think you're weird if you like that shit. Pass. There's only 2 Gatorade flavors in my mind. It's that you need that blue or you need the lemon lime, the old school.
Nah, that lemon lime is popping. Ain't no question.
Yeah, the lemon lime is the best by far.
Big favorite here for DB, Chris Jenkins. Excited. Typed in caps. That's how you know he likes it. San Francisco, Fizz. Finally, I'm not picking for the Niners. Fizz, who you got for the Niners?
Yeah. I do got the Niners, right? So I don't know if this is a reach, man. So I don't want to do it. You know what? We just gonna go. You say you already set the record. Man, they can use a couple of things. We're gonna go Chris Broswell, man. We're gonna go Chris Broswell for them. Losing what's my guy? What did they just trade for?
Chris Young.
Oh, Chase Young.
No,
Yeah,
Chase
Young.
Young. Yeah.
Yep.
We was gonna fill in the Chase Young spot, man. I wanted to reach and take a linebacker there, man. Wilson looked pretty fast, and Greenlaw might be hurt. I really wanted to take that pick. We haven't taken a linebacker. I'm gonna go Wilson, man. You gonna go Wilson? Forget that, man. We ain't took a linebacker in the first round yet. They can use one.
I gotta figure out how to undo this shit.
I know you already did it. Don't worry about it. But I wanted to take Wilson though. I thought about it like, damn. Because we haven't seen one go yet, none of our drafts. So, he looked pretty damn fast to me. And Greenlaw being out probably for the whole year, that probably wouldn't have been a bad pick. So we're gonna stick with Chris Broswell because I took him.
Fizz, you got Xavier Worthy to the Cowboys. Chiefs pissed. That was what everybody already wrote in.
For sure.
City Chiefs. Who you taking for the Kansas City Chiefs here?
And I always get a lot of D-line, O-line with them. I always do, but man, let's take the lad, man. We're gonna take the lad. You know, He had a solid combine. And yeah, we're gonna go lad, man. You know. Mike Evans is no longer available. You might as well go receiver. So
look at that, man. And I messed this up so much tonight, too.
I was about to say, hold on.
One rounder.
Hey, Mike, it's all good, man.
That's how we roll, man. It only took the episode 8 for me to completely destroy the entire format of the show. Koopa had something big planned for Matty Keywoom, drafted for the Browns. We just shot that in the fucking ass. Well, it gives us time, at least after the combine, to talk about these guys, and then we'll get back into the second round format next week. Actually, let's go 3 rounds next week. We'll fly through those.
Okay, yeah. So I gotta step my game up.
We'll go to the max, man. 3 rounds. We'll do 1 7-rounder right before the NFL draft, like crazy wild men, but that'll be a 2-hour plus stream. So, my bad, everybody, for fucking this thing all the way up. Welcome to South Harmon. We glad you're here today.
Hey, we glad you're here today.
Please don't leave over my incompetence. All right, we got quarterbacks. 1, 2, 3. If this scenario happens, all right, let's just look at the first round, how it kind of went. Let's do a rookie draft based off of this. If you don't have a good 11th, 12th pick, go ahead. Just let me know and say it. You'd have to see what happened in the second round. The guy in the first round didn't really move it for you. But dynasty purposes, 12-team, super flex, basic scoring, half-point tight end premium. Nothing crazy. All right, Coop, we'll start with you. You got pick 101. Where are you going?
101. I am still along the lines of, if I'm picking a rookie quarterback, I'm going to pick the one with the best legs. And so I'm going to go Jaden Daniels.
All right, Fizz. Jaden Daniels off the board. Now you got to make your decision at 2.
Man, I didn't think you were that smart, man. You know, we're gonna go Caleb. Caleb. DJ Moore and our new receiver Deontay Johnson. So we're gonna go Caleb, man.
Going off of what I know now to make the 3rd pick. All right, we'll make 3 and 4 here, but going off of what I know now, all we know about the New England Patriots is all they did was take Drake May at quarterback. I don't know what they did in free agency. I'm going to assume nothing, but what we know now makes me want to pass on Drake May, and I'll go ahead and take Marvin Harrison to the Arizona Cardinals at 3. Pick 4, again, with what we know now, as much as I'm out here preaching quarterback value, I'm going to assume they haven't done nothing. This is the New England Patriots with Pop Douglas as their number 1 wide receiver. It's going to be Malik Neighbors. Just based on landing spot here. Atlanta's an absolutely fantastic position, and I do have Rome Odunze. I moved him up to my wide receiver 2, just slightly ahead of Malik Neighbors, so don't think there's all kinds of hate. It's Marv tier 1, Odunze, Neighbors tier 2, neck and neck. But I don't really want to see Rome Odunze playing second fiddle to Drake London and possibly Kyle Pitts. So, number 1 de facto option, even though it's going to be a lower volume passing offense, Malik Neighbors at 4. Fizz.
Not the QB hoarder, man. The QB hoarder took Neighbors? Oh, my goodness.
No. All right, Fizz. So, you got Drake May available, J.J. McCarthy, Odunze, pick 5.
Right, I 100% plan on Drake not being there. So, now I'm stuck between J.J. and Drake. So, as sad as I'm going to be taking this, I'm going JJ, man. I'm going to take the quarterback. So I'm going to take the coach. So I'm going JJ, man. I'm sorry, Coop.
I was going to go the same way. I've got JJ over Drake May.
Yeah, gotta go coach.
I can't justify, as Mike said, with Drake London and Kyle Pitts being on that same team as Rome Odunze. So I feel like I have to go Drake May. First here at the 106, and then we turn around at the 107. You have to go Rome Odunze though. You can't let him go further than that. He's too good to to not be looking at him rather than anyone else. And yes, we talked about it. We said 1.5 point or a half point bonus to the tight ends. Still doesn't matter to me. Roma Dunze is just that guy.
All right, Fizz, you're up at 8. Then Dunze off the board. All the quarterbacks are gone.
I got 2 picks too that I really want to take. I think I'm gonna shake it up a little bit though. I'm gonna go Brian Thomas, man. You know, Jacksonville. As much as I wanted to go Brock Bowers with the tight end premium, I'm going Brian Thomas, man. He could be the number 1 over there in maybe this year, but at least in 2 years for sure. So I'm gonna go Brian Thomas.
Oh boy. Really puts them fuck them tight ends to the test, don't it?
Yeah, it do. Mm-hmm. It does. That's the South Harmon way.
All right. Well, I'm gonna assume I know my league. All right. So let me preface this. I know my league, and I'm drafting with we're doing this. It's just the 3 of us, but assume us 3 occupy the entire space. If I know my league, I'm gonna pass on Brock Bowers here. Because I won't be able to trade him. If this was just a random league, though, like community sentiment, let me preface it. You take Brock Bowers, and then you would try to flip him because people would be a fervor pitch. Right? Top 15 draft capital, Indianapolis Colts. They have no tight ends, yada, yada, yada. So I'm passing. With that being said, though, Fizz, you took my soul.
I mean, you had 2 back-to-backs. I couldn't leave you with the guy to just steal them up. You know what I'm saying? So,
because I ain't going to get him later. All right. My back-to-back picks. I'm going to take Xavier Worthy.
I know you weren't going to get him one. You know that.
And then I'm going to pass again on Brock Bowers for Lad McConkey.
Oh, my goodness.
He's a good lad.
Damn. That's tough, Mike.
So that's 109, 110 right there. Fizz, you got 11. Cooper, you got 12. So, Fizz, where you going at 11?
Man, we're going to go Brock. Ain't no other question right here.
Let him slide no more.
I'm going to leave Coop scratching his head trying to figure out what he want to do, but I'm taking Brock Bowers right here. No question.
It's good too. You only left him 1 player.
Yeah.
Unless he doesn't want Adnine.
You really don't want Adnine. Well, honestly, the one that would potentially be an interesting choice would be if the Panthers ended up taking a wide receiver with the 33 pick.
So you had like Troy Franklin, Xavier Legette, Keon Coleman, if he's still there for some people. Combine didn't help too much. It's one of those types.
I would be potentially interested in that just because you look at what is the target competition there and the fact that they have Canales coming in, who he's been a passing game whisperer for all of these quarterbacks the past couple of years. Like that, if he's there in Carolina, I mean, somebody has to catch the ball.
Right.
So if he is in fact involved with this team, they're picking a wide receiver, pick 33. I think I might want to go with that guy rather than going with Adonai Mitchell.
And this is Adonai Mitchell on the Bills. I fucked that up, not the Cardinals.
Well, I'm gonna say this,
reverse
right?
Those picks.
Coop, I know where you went, but do we just move up to whatever quarterback the Broncos take? Because they got to take somebody at some point. So, whether it's 2nd or 3rd round, could we move them to 112 just because they could be starting week 1?
Hypothetically, let's just say the 2nd round, even though I fucked this up, both Bo Nix and Michael Penix go in the 2nd round to the Minnesota Vikings at their pick and the Denver Broncos at their pick. Would either one of those guys be in play for you over Adonai?
I think they would both be. I think you're talking about quarterbacks. You're talking about both of those being both of those would end up being high, like top 50 2nd round. Like I think you have to look at going. I'm in a fantasy super flex league. There's a quarterback that I know is going to get a ton of starts because they're going to give him the opportunity. You have to invest in that, kind of like how Will Levis from last year. Like, yes, that draft class was way worse, and so we ended up taking Will Levis further up in the 1st round than we're talking about right now. But I feel like you have to you have to be going for the quarterbacks. I understand what Barry is saying about the Adonai Mitchell thing. He's going to the Bills. Like it, I just don't.
But-
I looking at, okay, what is the actual value that I'm potentially getting for my team, and the long term, like what can this guy do if he goes to Buffalo and he puts up Gabe Davis numbers? Oh, that is gonna absolutely tank his value so fast. But if
But
we're talking any quarterback, that quarterback is going to hold his value year over year, or it can insanely grow if he starts.
especially in Denver. Like I said, Denver, he could start week 1. So I don't see him being, just because he's a second round quarterback. He will have more value than any receiver, not any receiver, but especially Mitchell. If he goes to Denver and he's starting week 1, I'm 100% taking him over a receiver, for especially the number 2 or number 3 receiver for Buffalo. So I feel what DB saying, but if I got a starting quarterback week 1, I'm taking him over Mitchell.
The wide receiver to Buffalo like feels safe, but again, DB hit it on with his last point. Anybody could be QJ. And I ask you right now, who would you rather have on your dynasty teams? Will Levis, who had a bad year for a rookie quarterback, or would you rather have Quentin Johnston? And I'd be shocked if anybody's on the QJ train.
Yeah, 100%. And I ain't gonna lie, that's a great point, Mike. Like that's literally the conversation we having. You know what I'm saying? A Bo Nix could be a Will Levis, and Mitchell could be QJ.
Shit, I mean, if I asked you who would you rather have on your dynasty team right now, you have to have one of them. Would you rather have Kenny Pickett or Quentin Johnston?
I'm going Kenny Pickett, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Just saying.
Yeah,
Right.
Just saying.
That's a great point.
Here's the one thing, though. This one, I've seen people throw this out. Now, this isn't a DB comp, right? He's talking about other people. But Fizz, Jesus Christ. A.D. Mitchell to C.D. Lamb? No.
Yeah.
Maybe they look similar. Right?
Yeah, they got similar bills. I get the comp, but I wouldn't have picked CD myself. But I get the, like you said, the build. But CD could have possibly been on paper the number 1 receiver in that class that year.
Well, could they be either farther apart? Like, that is a fucking horrendous comp from a play style standpoint, too. Like, it is absolutely disgusting. Maybe they look alike. That's it.
That's what I'm saying. The build, like the structure, the body size.
That's it. Yep. Yep. They don't play like each other.
Yeah,
not only the fact that CD was a blue chip prospect in AD Mitchellism, but I'm just talking on the basic levels of play style. CD Lamb was a fucking yak god. Like a yak god and an elite separator. Now, he wasn't as good of a route runner as Jerry Jeudy was in that class, and that's why Jeudy was a lot of people's number 1 versus CD, but CD is special. Like, that was the kind of guy you get the ball in his hand. Didn't matter if it was a punt return, an end around. You still see that shit today. Yeah. Go look up A.D. Mitchell's yak yardage, and you tell me how fucking close to CD Lamb he is. I'm as close to fucking CD Lamb and yak total as A.D. Mitchell is, boy.
Yeah, now, like I said, the build I get, but I don't know about the play style, though.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's the body control, because it sure ain't the actual production on the field or yak. But yeah, I don't know. It's nuts to me. Like, they use CD at Oklahoma in all kinds of ways just to get him the football. Right? Yep. Go back and return punts for us. You'll tell me if they put A.D. Mitchell back to return punts. Nope. It's Xavier Worthy. Or fucking Keelan Robinson. All right. There's round 1. And a rookie mock. Even off of a fuck up, we salvaged it.
It's all good, man. Like, I probably wasn't ready for round 2 right now, anyway, man. So
that's right. All right, favorite round 1 pick, and then we'll bounce out of here. Fizz, we'll start with you. What was your favorite round 1 pick here?
You had to pick me first. Okay. Let me see. I want to say, but I mean that Xavier to Dallas might be like my favorite. Not just because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I feel like it's just a perfect fit. They change up a lot of things in Dallas, opening up a lot of offense. And like I said, with Dak making that, whatever he about to make is going to justify it. But if I got to give my number 1, I mean, I want to say an X pick, man, but I'm gonna go with Brian Thomas in Jacksonville, man. He could be the number one receiver on that team, and by like week 7, and literally whatever Calvin Johnson, what we thought he was gonna give us last year, he can do that times 2, whatever Calvin Johnson did. So I'm gonna go Brian Thomas in Jacksonville because I didn't see that yet. That's my first time seeing that. So
It sounds gross now when you make the comp just over the last couple of years, but a lot of DJ Chark vibes. A lot of it's like the LSU thing, but kind of similar builds, similar deep threats. But people forget, man, DJ Chark, his first couple of years was the truth. A year and a half, right? His rookie year was like, fuck, man, this guy exploded on the scene. We're making the DJ Chark, sound, taking Baby Shark in there. DJ Chark. Yeah. We're doing that kind of shit. And then, like, his second year, he was fantastic right up until they had him blocking for fucking J-Rob out on the perimeter. And, that fucking bowling ball just, like, went right into his ankle and snapped it. And then it just never felt like DJ Chark got back to it. But Brian Thomas, maybe it's the LSU thing, but he's got a lot of DJ Chark vibes to it, which was good in his prime.
And it's wide open in Jacksonville right now. I mean, like Christian Kirk is, a clear
solid.
So,
he's a solid. He's a solid, probably better as a number 2 guy, but yes.
Exactly. But runner up, Jared Verse. I just peeped it. I forgot about the Jared Verse pick. Jared Verse, the Philly. God damn, I don't know. That could be number 1. I'm sorry if I took that from somebody, but yeah, that's a hell of a pick right there.
Talk about like just Eagles Cowboys just having a warrior, crazy, right? Man. Like the Eagles fall into Jared Verse, and you're like, I'll see that shit. Like, hopefully you can get to him with Jared Verse before I chuck this thing 60 yards down.
Philly D-line be 99 on Madden, no question.
Koopa, what was your favorite pick of round 1?
I mean, it's hard to choose an individual pick, because realistically, I love that. I love that offensive line run that we had, like 19, 20, 21, hitting 25. Like the fact that we just drafted so many tackles, and it just, I love that for not only the NFL but also for quarterback development. Like we talk about we talk about how like quarterbacks can get rattled if they keep getting pressure onto them and everything, and we've been seeing it over the past couple of years that, hey, we're having more and more quarterbacks start each year because they're getting hurt, because they aren't playing well, they're looking scared. We're getting all these backups in year after year. I want to see fewer quarterbacks start because we have better quarterbacks in the NFL, and some of that comes down to having better offensive linemen to protect them. And so I'm gonna go with a lineman pick. I think I really like to see to see Tyler Guyton go to the Steelers. I think that there's been a lot of mocking of sending JPJ to there, because of that hole that they now have centers, in Pittsburgh. But I like seeing Guyton kind of help shore up that edge and kind of allow a little bit more of this new vision of offense with Arthur Smith coming in, where they can get to the edge a little bit more. I saw them doing a lot of that in Atlanta, trying to like pitch Bijan out into space, like rather than just running him up the gut, like try to get him to the outside a little bit. And I feel like the Steelers have been doing that similar sort of thing with Najee recently, where it's just Najee, he just goes up the middle and that's all he does. He's not given those runs to the outside that I want to see him have, and getting another good tackle to help potentially secure that edge. Have Guyton there next to Freiermuth potentially, and you can really seal off an edge and get those running backs, whether it's Najee Harris, whether it's Jaylen Warren, get them out into space where they can do their real work.
Love it. Good explanation on that one, Coop. My favorite, I'm going to go with J.J. McCarthy to the Giants. Listen, I've been very clear about my takes on J.J. McCarthy. I have my reservations. You can see some of the talent, same thing at the Combine, but I am fully bought into the fact that NFL teams seem to love him. NFL scouts love him. People in the know in the fantasy space, the Twitter sphere that I follow, they love him. So I got to buy in, man. And by all accounts, even though I think it's probably very detrimental, now this NFL cap here being a little bit more money than everybody anticipated, though, is really opening up the possibilities. I think they're fucking done with Danny Dimes. It is over. We'll trade him for a bag of peanuts. Just fucking take him. If we don't flat out just cut him and get him off our team. So you just watched Russ cost $85 million dead cap hit over the next 2 years. Broncos didn't give a fuck. I don't think the Giants are going to either. So J.J. McCarthy there. And we took him at 6, and I think that might not even be high enough.
and I'm gonna say this, man. I ain't gonna say a hater on JJ, but I always preach how I don't know how good he'll make the players around him as far as like their numbers and their stats. But who around him can he make really look that much better? So this might be a great spot for fantasy anyway, because we wouldn't depend on any receivers to really, be what a Drake. Because I hear a lot of Falcons with JJ, and I just want to see Kyle Pitts and London get a pure passer, honestly. But with JJ going to New York, who are we really taking at receiver that we can say, JJ won't get them 1,200 yards receiving? So he can go there and do whatever he need to do, because it's not like he's surrounded by a bunch of talent, So I wouldn't mind him going to the Giants, especially for fantasy.
All right, episode 8. We're just about out of here. One final question for you. 2 questions, 2-parter. Just simple yes or no. Put you on the spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna be quiet.
We will break the NFL record for offensive tackle selected in the first round. Fizz?
No.
Coop?
We'll tie it.
I ain't thinking that, man. Coop always got the mathematics in his head.
Second part. Will we break the NFL record, which I believe is also 7 for wide receivers taken in the first round? Fizz?
I got 6. So no.
Coop?
No, I don't think we will.
I think it's too many O-line and D-line, man. It's just that class. This class is full of them, and it's so many receivers. Why would you can take one later? So
will we have more than 5?
Yes.
Fuck you, Xbox.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I think we can hit more than 5.
Good deal. Well, thank you everybody for tapping in. Sorry I fucked this up. I will do better next week. I strive for greatness.
All good.
I won't fuck this up this bad next time.
Glad you're here today, though.
We are glad you're here today. Tap in next week. We will go 3 rounds. No fuck ups. All right. Listen, I got all flustered. I did an awesome F1 podcast with our guy Brandon Sanders and Matt. You can go check that out on Spotify. It's called Midfield F1. Just a little side hobby, just like talking about F1 racing. Pretty interesting. We had the first race of the year, so I had to switch modes, man. I'm talking about F1, and I'm playing fantasy F1 for fuck's sake.
That's it. You got 1 lap. That was all.
Thanks, everybody. We're out of this thing. Peace.